Okay, today we're looking at log relationships. At the top of your paper, you should have an actual table. The table does not come out well on this program. So the multiplication rule. If you have a log of some kind of base and then c times d, if I want to expand it, it becomes log base b c plus log base b d. Multiplication expands to addition. Now division, on the other hand, that's going to expand to subtraction. The log of a power rule, if I want to expand that, my power goes in front. So it's going to be a log base b c. If you have a log to any base 1, that always equals 0. And you have a log to any base b, that always equals 1. Notice if the base and the number match up, it'll always equal 1. If the log base b of any base is equal to 1, it always equals 0. All right, it says write each expression as a single log. Find the value if possible. Okay, for this first one, I'm going to skip the first one. That's an easier one. I want to leave that for you guys. Let's do these other two at the top here so you get the point of what the first one is like. So we want to condense it. Right now it's combined by subtraction. Subtraction from the top of my page, it will condense down to division. So rewriting this, it's going to be log base 3 of 243 divided by 729. If you just take 243 divided by 729 in your calculator, you get 1/3. So that's writing it as a single logarithm. To find the value of the expression, if possible, what we are going to do is set this equal to a variable. I'll call it x. And then we're going to solve for x using base. So it'll become 3 to the x power equals 1/3. That means 3 to the x equals 3 to the negative 1. So x equals negative 1. And that's it for that first one. Let's try the next one. Notice addition. That will condense to multiplication. You also have numbers in front. The numbers in front will become powers. So it's going to be log base 3 of 2187 to the 1/3 power times 81 to the 1/6 power. And when you type that in your calculator, you actually get 27, which is nice. So log base 327 is the expression as a single logarithm. Now to solve it, again, what we do is you set it equal to a variable and you use base. Converting it using base, it becomes 3 to the x equals 27. 3 to the x equals 3 cubed. And then, therefore, x equals 3. Moving on to the bottom part here, you have letters this time. Again, I'm going to skip the first one and have you guys try that, but let's do the other ones. I can see this one is combined by subtraction. So subtraction changes to division. So it's going to become log base 10 of y divided by, notice this number in front, that'll become a power, y divided by y minus 1 squared. On the bottom half here, there is nothing to solve because it's letters, so you rewrote it as a single logarithm and you're done. Let's look at the next one here. The next one's going to be a little bit more work. Subtraction will condense to division. The numbers in front will become powers. So it's going to be log base 3 of x to the 10th to the 1/2 power divided by x to the 5th to the 2/3 power. Move this over a little bit. So we will have log base 3, x to the 10th to the 1/2 is x to the 5th. Multiply the powers. X to the 5th to the 2/3 is x to the 10/3. X to the 5th divided by x to the 10/3 is going to be, when you divide, you subtract exponents, so it'll be x to the 5/3. So that's your final answer there. This next part is going backwards. It says expand the expression, find the value if possible. So again, I'm going to skip the first one. Let's look at the next two. Okay. So this square root can be rewritten before I even start this problem. That square root is the same as the 1/2 power. Well, 16 squared to the 1/2 power is just 16. And actually, this is all we can do with that problem. There's really nothing to expand there. And then if you try to find the value of the logarithm, what you do is you set it equal to an exponent, or to a variable. Use base. So it'll be 4 to the x equals 16. 4 to the x equals 4 squared. So x equals 2. Look at the next one on the right-hand side here. The only way I can expand this is the 2 will go in front. So it's going to be a 2 log base 10 of x plus 1. There's nothing to solve there because there's a variable in the problem, and that's all there is to that one. Last section, solve the equation for the variable. It doesn't matter which one we do, so let's just do the first one. If I look at the first one, the first thing I'm going to do is condense. So this addition will condense to multiplication. So it's going to be log base 2 of, and then you take 16 times 2. 16 times 2 is 32. Equals log base 2x. I just rewrote the other side. Notice they are both log base 2. If they are both logarithms to the same base, what you can do is just set the one side equal to the other. You can drop it and just say the 32 equals x. If there is anything further to solve, you would at that point, but it's already an x equals, so you are done. And I'm going to have you guys try that other problem there. So at this point, for the do now, you can do the 1, 2, 3, the 4 problems that we skipped.